Welcome. In this session, we will talk about some of the important developments from Down to Earth. So, first is a very novel card game which has been developed by a primary school teacher from Sikkim, and this card game focuses on developing awareness for climate change. However, climate change is a small part of NCERT Class 8's one of the chapter. This game aims to promote the idea to utilize the resources in such a way that sustainable development could be ensured. Now, this game has been praised a lot, and there has been numerous developments around it. The next is Storm Boris. Now, Storm Boris is a slow moving low pressure center which has been developed in the regions of Europe, leading to large scale early snowfall and heavy rains. So there has been flooding in the regions of Portland. Severe evacuations have been seen in Czech Republic, even in Austria, Vienna, which is the capital. There was power outage which was witnessed. There has been extreme heavy snowfall even at lower elevations of 700 meters above sea level, which was very surprising for the region. Now, this storm Boris, as you can see, has trapped most of the regions of Central Europe, and this has been blocked by two high pressure centers on either regions, and therefore this intensity got further accentuated and has increased. Reasons have been cited also because of higher amount of greenhouse gases. Now, the next is the Pandemic World Treaty. The World Pandemic Treaty was held by WHO, and this was the 11th round of negotiations which has been done, and under this PABS, which is Pathogen Access and Benefit Sharing Framework, has been the main aim, where the idea is to share the genetic resources and pathogens which receive benefits like the access to vaccines and so on. So, what manufacturers must donate of the total production of vaccine has been required under the proposals, where it says 5% of the total vaccines which are produced must be donated. Also, there have been various revisions which have come up for the same. The next is the environmental degradation because of rising greenhouse gases, and Brazil is facing one of the most worst, we could say, forest fires, droughts, and the Amazon rainforest at its tipping point. Now, there has been a lawsuit which has been said, which talks about deforestation, illegal burning, and pesticides use leading to harm of the environment. There have been numerous companies violating the trade laws which have come up. The next is HIV. HIV has been one of the most deadly diseases, with nearly 41 million deaths so far which have been reported because of HIV, and there have been no successful treatment as of now. However, there have been resistance for various drug companies to bring in the idea, but there have been potentials by lenacapavir, which is a drug that can fight against HIV. Now, there have been concerns about the cost of the drug, which could go up to nearly 50,000 per patient annually in the developed nations for even two injections if they are taken for 6 months apart distance, and therefore there need to be a game changer development which can be brought, and it is believed that lenacapavir can achieve 100% efficiency and has been used in cisgender women in sub-Saharan Africa as a trial. The results were really astonishing. Now, the developments have to be taken in the field, and once this is done, there can be significant developments in the same way for lowering the price of the drug and making it accessible to low and medium income group companies. The next is the generic drug industry. Now, the generic drug industry has been participating in deals with Gilead, talking about the conflict which could be avoided and the reasonable price at which the drugs could be provided to the less developed nations as well. The next is the dump sites. Now, dump sites in Delhi and other metropolitans in India have been fast growing. The urban regions are the major centers for rising dumps, and there have been major three dump sites in Delhi: Ghazipur, Okhla, and Baswal. Balswa, and these have been turning into environmental hazards. Now, Delhi alone produces nearly 11,000 tons of solid waste daily, which does not include the waste which is generated through the transient population. If we look onto the diagram that's given here, now this shows how there has been a change in the last 10 years in the volume of the dump sites. So in Baswal, it's from 1.5 million tons to nearly 3 million tons, that is doubling. Similarly in Okhla, it is nearly 1 million tons to 1.5 million tons which has been seen. Now there have been efforts of bioremediation that could be done to combat the impact. Even the regions where dump sites are there has been rising temperature. As you can see, the mean temperature have increased in those areas. Also, these are centers which have been affected by the waste, and this is a region which could be located through remote sensing and technology. So GIS and remote sensing technology could be used to help identify the major sites and make sure that developments are in line for those regions. The next is the political scenario of the world. It is believed that this year 2024 is a year where 40 nations would actually be having the elections, and these 40 nations would have a combined population of nearly 3.2 billion GDP, and this would be nearly US dollars 44.2 trillion GDP, which would be used in the election process. Now, there has been a sharp polarization, left versus right. Now, right talks about more liberalization and less government interference. However, left talks about more government interference and more state role. Now, when it's more of a state role, that means definite spending and borrowing by the government. So, we have seen the borrowing and spending by the government in countries like United States going up to 93%. It is estimated by 2030 it would rise up to 100%. And there have been two important beliefs, populism and nationalist identity, which have been rising over the time. Populism means that it aligns to the idea of people and not the elite form of government. And nationalistic identity again talks about identifying the region and working for that. So as the IMF chief Geeta Gopinath has said that there can be higher government spendings in the coming year due to structural shift, due to political transformation that has been taking place. The next is the wolf attack in Bharej in Uttar Pradesh. There have been numerous reasons cited for it. One is the extreme poverty in the regions of the Mahasi region, which is located in the Tarai area. Now this region is again known for sugarcane cropping, and sugarcane serves as a breeding ground and a hiding place for after hunting for wolves. Also, it is believed with another philosophy that the Ghaggar river has been affected due to climate change, and therefore the habitat of the wolf living in the region have been changed, and as a result there are more human animal conflict which are rising. Also, since wolves cannot find any other food, they have started attacking humans. Now there have been two species which are commonly seen, which is the Himalayan species, which is located in the Trans-Himalayan regions, known as woolly wolf, or the common wolf, which is basically in the Indian peninsula. There has been no statistics, but around 2000 to 3000 wolf population has been seen, but they typically don't attack human beings. They are shy creatures. Now why this has happened? It's because of the extreme poverty and lack of food for the wolves. The children again in the region are extremely malnourished, and therefore they could be attracted as a food for wolf, right? So extreme poverty has been cited as one of the reasons for the same. The next is Pact for Future. Now this is a summit which talks about global development and global governance, meeting the sustainable development goals for 2030. There have been various attendees for the same and numerous negotiations going on for the pact. Now the idea is bringing in awareness for triple environmental emergency. This triple environmental emergency talks about an interesting phenomena, which is basically the climate change, biodiversity loss, and population. So pollution. So these three are the important aspects which have been taken under transforming global governance. The next is International peace and security. So, PACT aims to promote human rights, gender equality, and empowering women development, providing opportunity for citizens to actually accept the scenario and work forward. The next is microclimate. Microclimate has been identified as one of the major lethal aspects affecting the human civilization and the human life, and it is believed by one of the surveys that India is the biggest pollution emitter in terms of plastic emissions, right? So it has numerous health hazards which have been cited for respiratory, gastrointestinal, kidney, skin. Each of these we can see in the graph here how they can be consumed or inhaled through the food, water, drugs, capsules, clothing that we use, and through that they go into the body and affect our system. There has been issues regarding higher use of pesticides. Now, with higher use of pesticides, families in Punjab have seen higher amounts of uric acid in blood in the families, and therefore they have actually came up with an idea that family comes first. So they have started growing their own food and vegetables through the organic system, and the remaining ones they are using the pesticides. Now, there have been cases where higher use of pesticides have been detrimental to health conditions, and it is reviewed that highest number of cancer cases have been due to higher levels of pesticides and fertilizers being used, leading to higher urea potash residues in the body and ultimately affecting the human life. So, moving towards organic mainly by the farmers and for their family and local consumption has been a big move. The next is the coverage under Jan Arogya Yojana. So Jan Arogya Yojana is a healthcare yojana, healthcare scheme for all Indians above 70 years and on, and it provides cashless hospital services worth 5 lakhs per year, which is a significant amount and a very initiative or a very important benefit. Now, to avail this without any hardships, it's important to have the program being funded by states to achieve the local goals at the local levels, even at the private hospitals. Now, again, important thing is in United States, the life expectancy so far till 2021, it was recorded at 79. However, recent years have shown declining life expectancy, and one of the lowest life expectancy in OECD nations in United States, which is now 76 years. So, with reducing life expectancy, it's important that the quality of healthcare services really improves. And again, there has been higher burden on the geriatric population, which is in terms of either the lifestyle diseases, hypertension, diabetes, or vision and dental problems. Even joint problems and medical therapies and surgeries have become major burden. There have been numerous recommendations by World Bank and WHO for the same, and there are various settings being provided for essential healthcare. The next is Comptroller and Auditor General highlights the various shortcomings in the performance of the Jan Arogya Yojana. It talks about the frauds for patient registration. It talks about the deficiencies, for example, non-operational structures, inadequate banks, inadequate beds. There has been lack of blood banks, the limited availability of hospitals in 2-tier and 3-tier cities. So those have been some of the shortcomings. So to avoid those, there has been a drastic need to strengthen the public health infrastructure, specifically managed and cared and operated by the public sector. So making sure there are more Anganwadis, more Asha workers, more budgetary allowances for healthcare in the system, and this must reach up to 2.5% of the GDP to health services in order to have momentum for the universal healthcare scheme and its coverage. The next is one of the very important topics, cholera. Now, cholera has seen 3 important waves of transmission. The first and the biggest wave was somewhere in 1985 to 89, and this is a diarrheal disease which is caused due to contamination of water bodies. Sundarbans in Bay of Bengal is the home to cholera, and this has been one of the major centers of diarrheal diseases in India and Bangladesh, and we could say the home from where the cholera and diarrheal diseases have spread through the world. So in 2024, there was a demand for oral cholera vaccine which should be supplied. However, WHO has talked about a shortage in global stockpiling, and as a result, it has affected. Now, this is how the transmission works. If the water is not clean, it spreads through the feces and affects the patient, so it enters into the human body through the unclean water being consumed. And as you can see, there has been frequent episodes of cholera epidemic which has been seen. The first epidemic was registered in 1817 and it was caused by the O1 serogroup. However, there had been a major fifth wave in 1881 to 1896, and then Robert Koch actually talked about a strain that causes cholera and it was identified. Then there has been further developments and there have been rounds of pandemic. As then WHO has talked about a global resurgence of cholera as grade 3 emergency in 2023 because it would be the cause of highest internal level of emergency. So as you can see, there has been patterns of global spread. The first wave, second wave and the third wave. The first wave has been seen as the most dangerous waves, spreading across most of the territories globally, and therefore relooking onto cholera as a pandemic has been important. And this is the figures for global fatalities for cholera cases. Now, some other important news talks about the use of Jenner's vaccine against mpox, and this has been provided by Bavaria Nordic, a company from Denmark, and the vaccine has already received approval from EU and United States. Then there has been the reports for the hottest months in the past 175 years as August has been announced, and there has been a 14-month trend for record-breaking temperatures leading to higher than average global temperatures. Also, there has been nighttime blackouts in Ecuador, which is because of the shortage of electricity, hydropower being one of the major electricity suppliers, and because of severe droughts there has been shortage in electricity. There has been the minimum export price for basmati, which has been recently removed on 15 September by the government. The idea is to enhance the farmers' income, and there is again a coalition of 85 organizations which called on Sardar Sarovar Dam to release the surplus water, and this was again an important move. And then finally, as we already mentioned, India is one of the largest plastic polluter in the world, generating 9.3 million tons of plastic waste every year, which actually translates into 1.12 kgs per capita per day, which is a very huge amount. So those were some of the key things that we have discussed in this section. Thanks for joining in. Have a wonderful day ahead.